Hey guys, Trigger John, coming at you with another Awaken Chaosera video. I am joined today by TheMadQueen. We go way back, actually, from back when she first started streaming and doing content creation. I was working with her a little bit on it. She's actually stuck with Awaken Chaosera, basically even after I left, which was great. So I really wanted to pick her brain on. We have this crossover coming with Attack on Titan. It's going to be the first collab that Ace is actually doing. Is that correct, MadQueen? As far as that you're aware of, like, there's no other collabs they've done.
Yes, this is the first collab.
Okay, so we're first collab in, and the game is over a year old now at this point. So now it seems to me like it's time to start picking up the pace where this collab may make or break Awaken Chaosera.
No, I would have to add in and completely agree with you. I think it's extremely unfortunate, and I've said so many times that they have created and developed a really, really good game. The game itself is exceptional, but they're extremely stingy with the rewards that they give to their community. If you look back well, I mean, is it still actually going? But the Christmas event where the
Yeah,
rewards you could get, that was awful. I made a huge stink about that. And the next day it was nice. I don't know if you noticed that they came and added extra stuff into the store. Did you notice that? I made
I
a
did
big
not. I
stink
did
in
not
our
notice that. No.
Yes, I made a big stink in I made a video over it and I put something in the Discord, the creator Discord section, making a
Gotcha.
huge stink, and the very next day they added more stuff into the store. So it's like it's about time, but even what they added, it was still bad. So
Yeah,
I get what they're trying to do. It's like they're honestly with doing this collab, they are almost, it seems like trying to get free advertisement, hoping that all these people that watch this anime series is
yeah,
going to start playing or is going to start playing Awaken Chaos Era because we're going to get some like what three of the heroes or the people that are our characters from that
yeah.
story or from that series. And don't get me wrong, that's been the biggest thing, and that was a thing when you were with us
Hmm.
before you even left. They are not advertising this game,
Right.
and that is killing it. Along with that, not advertising it because they're not bringing in new players, they're also killing and sending off loyal player base that's been here for a long time, and that's
Yep.
extremely infuriating for me. They're super stingy, and honestly, I I hate to say this, but it's almost like Raid Shadow Legends is doing a better job at giving to their community than Awaken Chaos Air is.
Ooh, that's
And smack me silly for saying that, honestly, because I played Raid Shadow Legends for years,
yeah,
and I could literally make hours worth of videos talking about stink on that game. And
yeah.
for some reason, this game is following along with that, and it is so infuriating. You know,
Yeah,
I could go on all day.
yeah, it's interesting. So from my experiences, I've been doing content just a little bit longer than you have, and playing these types of games a little bit longer. I feel like doing a collab with Attack on Titan, that's a smart move on their behalf. It's 100% a smart move. When we talk about animes, you talk about clout for people of why people would join, play games, or get interested in them. That is definitely a manga that is going to attract
Oh, I
attention,
agree. It's the right
right?
move. I just think
Yeah,
it's like way
but
too late. Why didn't they do this sooner? You know?
exactly. So
So
hence we talked. So I know me and you had talked about this a long time ago before I quit, and actually myself and Veiled Shot was the number one content creator for Awakening Chaos Era for majority of that time, right?
yeah.
I was up there, but I was never like number one, number two, number three. Like, but being number one, we even had this discussion where they approached him about, okay, hey, how about we do some advertising? Well, he said, yeah, sure, we'll do
Yes,
that.
I
And
remember this.
they never contacted him. Not until a year later. And it's at that point, it was too late. He'd already quit the game. He moved on to Diablo Immortal with me, and we were doing our whole other thing. So at that point, it was too late during the time when they thought about doing the advertisement. So my take on this is if they don't nail the Attack on Titan crossover, it's not going to end well. However, they have a roadmap of what they know will be successful, right? When we talk about like what types of events have been very successful in Ace's career. I'm sure you remember the Gorilla event. Like that was
Oh, yeah, that was
probably,
a great event. Yeah,
yeah,
excellent.
Gorilla was one of the literally best events that ever happened to this game. Granted, the champion is great, but the
It gave us
event
so
that
much
they
hope
gave,
for the things that didn't come later, you know?
exactly. So I'm hoping that with this Attack on Titan and knowing like them, they obviously they've understood the consequences of what they've done so far. I mean, they literally reached out to all of us, a lot of the older content creators like myself, and was like, "Hey, we're going to be doing this collab. Would you be interested in coming back and covering it a little bit?" Me myself, I'm a fanboy of Attack on Titan. That's one of my favorite animes. I've read all the
Yeah,
manga.
I've never watched anime, so I
Yeah.
don't know anything about
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
and
So when they're like, yeah, we're gonna add Eren and Mikasa to the game, they're like my two favorite characters in Attack on Titan. I'm like, sure, like I'll go get them because I enjoy playing Ace, even though they've made some, in my opinion, bad decisions. But I wanted to continue and I wanted to do like a free to play series to kind of reevaluate it moving forward once we had that collaboration. Because I'll start the free to play and we'll do the collaboration. We'll see what I can actually get as a free to play player to make that judgment call of if Ace is going the right way about this. I think if they take everything they learned from this Gorilla event, because for those of you who are watching this video and aren't aware, and MadQueen can attest to this, there was so many resources that could be had by playing this event, just by stockpiling. So just like I made a video talking about, hey, you need to save all your resources, I'm sure MadQueen can tell you as well, save all your summons, save all your bread right now, because if they do mimic the Gorilla event, you're going to have a lot of charms you can get. You're going to have a lot of resources that are going to be able to be got that are going to make a big difference on your account with new characters. Now, I am curious how good do you think these characters are going to be?
well, I actually have made a video over
Okay.
2 of the new heroes. There's gonna be 3, but
Yep.
I've made a video, showing 2 of them,
Yep.
and I couldn't tell if they were kind of being lazy and they put the exact same stats
Yeah,
chart
it's
on
the
both
yeah, the
heroes
little bar. Yeah.
because they were, like, literally exactly the same, and how are we, you know what I mean? How are we supposed to get a good judgment from it
Yep.
if, I mean, they looked exactly the same. How are, so I don't
Yes.
know. And honestly, they probably want them to be pretty good so that obviously they can make some money off of the game. And honestly,
Yep.
there's no shade for that. That these are
I
gotcha
mean,
games. They
it's what
are,
you got to do, right? At the end of the
yeah,
day, like,
exactly. As a business, that's what you have to do. No
yeah,
shade for that. Absolutely. And I know a lot of other people like to throw shade at that, but that's what
yep,
it is. You know what you're getting into when you play games like this. And that's what every single game in this genre does. They release heroes hoping you're going to spend money and buy
to get
them.
them. Yeah,
So, I don't know. They Ace is really afraid in my opinion to actually have pretty OP heroes compared to a lot of other games, which it can kind of be frustrating for me.
hmm,
So it's like, I don't know, it's like they're afraid to actually just have some heroes that are actually truly, really like S plus top tier heroes.
yeah,
And a lot of them really merge in with each other unless they are light dark heroes, which are extremely hard to get. I've been playing
yep.
for well over a year at this point, only ever pulled 2, and I've
Ooh,
pulled thousands and thousands of shards,
yep.
thousands. Okay, so that's just, to me it's really frustrating, and I don't know. I hope I'm surprised by this. I don't have a lot of high hopes, though, to be totally honest with you.
I am also very curious on how they approach it. And actually, it's funny looking at it. I think I have 4 light dark heroes, and there's several. Right, there's a lot more than that in the game.
Lots.
But yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I have 4 light darks, and they're definitely the most impactful in the game.
I
Um,
do have 2 really good ones. I have,
okay.
Urian and
Oh yeah,
Brandon
number 1
Brilliant,
nuker.
yes.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
so that's good. Um, I am very curious. So I know the series. I'm assuming they were lazy when they were doing their the graph, right? For the graphics of like, hey, what is Mikasa going to have and what is Eren going to have, right? So Eren is the main protagonist in Attack on Titan, who actually becomes the big Titan, and he's like literally the whole story is revolving around him. There's a big backstory, blah 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 blah. He's more of a tank slash like brute force, like here and there. So I would expect like a 3 or 4 core like a 3 or 4 turn cooldown, like single target nuke from Eren, and then support skills is what I would expect from like an A2, A1. Mikasa is like she's like the female badass of, she's just going to do a crap load of damage, but she's super squishy is how I would interpret. Like if you were to correlate the manga / anime to like a game, right? That's how I would think their kits would be. And then the third character, I don't know if they've confirmed it or not. I'm assuming it's going to be Leo. He's one of the other main protagonists in Attack on Titan, who is going to be 1,000% a glass cannon, like an AoE glass cannon. I would assume. With that being said, I'm hoping that they take some of that, because when I look at like even my champions, right, tank wise, we could use some tanks. That would be nice to have, like Eren actually as a tank. Mikasa being a DPS nuker. I mean, we have a crap ton of those, right, as it is, as it stands, but it wouldn't be bad to have those. But I do hope that they understand that because they are doing they're so late to the party when it comes to promotion and advertising. I mean, because right now, most of their advertising for their Attack on Titan campaign is really coming from us, the content creators, not so much their ads, right?
Oh,
Like, there's
yeah,
no
100%.
animated ads. There's graphics that are getting posted everywhere, but no video ad, right? Nothing's getting played on YouTube or anything like that, where they should be like, you know, reaching out to us and having us do like 20, 30-second clips here and there to promote. So they're really relying a lot on the clout on Attack on Titan. So I really hope that they take that they know they're doing this and they make those characters OP. I will disagree with you on the OP, the SS plus, because we all know Gangelo back in the day, and even still looking at the stats, is still like probably one of the most impactful champions of the game.
He is impactful. I'm not saying that, but he is the master of dungeons. And that's actually another really huge problem that a lot of people have, and even myself personally.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot you can't do the Gemini dragon at all if you don't have Gangelo, basically. You can't go past into hell without having him. And they just put in they're going to put in Bella instead of Cyrus. Why not put in Gangelo? You know, instead of making people pay hundreds of dollars to get him so that they can
100%.
actually play the game. If they would do that, if they would put Gangelo in as a synthesis hero, because he's not a PvP hero at all.
No.
He is solely PvE, and he's only for dungeons. So you're only keeping people from playing the game at that point when you make it where it's solely based on everyone needing this one hero, and you're not going to give them to them. And a lot of people have quit because of that. And I think it's so insulting right now. They have $100 pack out right now. There's like five
I was going to ask you about that.
Heroes. Yeah, 5 legendary heroes you can choose from, and one of them happens to be Gangelo. Oh man, that makes me so angry, because first of all, you have to have 3 copies of Gangelo for him to even be good. If you have one Gangelo, he's still garbage. You know what I mean? You need his ascension to actually be viable. And then, so it's like, what? I can give you $100 after spending. I mean, there's many people out there that have spent $1,000 or more just trying to get one copy of him before this. Here, let me give you another $100 just so I can play the PvE dungeon content within your game, because it is so limited that I have to have one hero literally to be able to do it. Oh man, that I could go on. That just gets me so mad.
It's funny you say that, and then the game instantly crashes. It just doesn't like it. It's like, okay, nope, we understand. It's not going to happen. That's hilarious. But no, it's funny you say that as we load Ace back up here. So how much do you think I spent to get my Gangelo? How much do you think it cost me?
I'd have to see your account. But just to get Gangel, I bet you got him pretty easily on, didn't you? You're one of those jerks that
I don't know. What do you think?
I know you probably don't remember. I bet you got a Gangelo for free, didn't you, John? Did you get one for free?
I wouldn't say for free. No, it cost me over $4,000.
Oh, okay. So it did take you a lot of money.
Yeah. And that wasn't even just my money. Actually, I had a benefactor, Rain Eagle, who kept donating because he wanted me to get a Gangelo.
During streams, I remember.
Yeah. So I had probably already been about $1,000 into the adventure when he came along to help me out. But yeah, it was about, I would say, $4,000 to $5,000 for Gangelo on my particular account. So I thought it was really funny, like funny, haha, right? That when I
Yeah.
went to the shop and I was like, wait a second, I can get a Gangelo for $100? Like, that's a steal in my opinion, right?
Yeah, but it's still just
But
garbage
it's
though.
still like
Garbage.
that shouldn't be the case, right? Like, I
No,
do agree. I like the fact that they have $100 pack and you can choose a legendary.
I
I'm
do.
okay with this.
I
I'm a
am.
thousand
Yes,
percent okay
agree.
with this. You have to have these types of things to incentivize people to buy them to help fund your game. I get that. I'm on board with that. What I don't like is that they locked it. Right, it's down to these 7 champions, and out of the 7
Right.
champions, Gangelo is probably the best one out of the deal. Talia is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to downplay some of these champions, but Gangelo is the most, like, literally, okay, you can't do Gemini Dragon. Well, go spend $100 now. You can do it, right? Like, and I don't like that it's limit 1. I hate that. Like, if
And
you're
that's what
gonna
I'm
have
saying
this
though.
type of a
Even if you
pack,
buy one of these and get one Gangelo,
yeah, you're screwed
it's
because you
still not
can't.
it's still not good. You need his ascension
Yeah,
for
well,
him to
yeah,
be
exactly. It
viable.
has to be ascended for it to really make a difference, right? Like, basically, for those of you who are unaware, maybe you don't have Gangelo, he has to be ascended twice, not just once, but twice, because you have to get all enemies take 100% more damage from poison. Once you hit this double ascension, you're good. Now, yes, you can use potions on him. He is not a light dart, so you can potion him up. However, those are
That's what I
expensive.
had to do to get mine A2 is
Yeah.
pots.
Well, that's what I did. Both of these were gotten from pots. I've only ever pulled one Gagella on my account.
Same. Actually, Veiled
So
Shot pulled mine.
yeah,
He was on my account pulling shards, and he pulled my Gangelo, and he was pretty salty about it because he actually never got a Gangelo. Even to this day, I'm pretty sure he never had one on his
he
account.
didn't have one. But yeah, so it's just one of those situations where I do like that they added that pack. I do hate that it's a limit 1 because knowing what we know on that character, it's useless unless you at least can have a couple of them, right? I do feel like though I'm very interested to see what happens with this Attack on Titan crossover because I do feel like they're going to go the right direction as far as they're at least bringing in an anime or a crossover that could potentially go well. I think it's going to boil down to the event and how generous that event is on if this is like a resurfacing or rebranding of Awaken Chaosera or if this is the final nail in the coffin, right? We've already seen the teaser image of the new layout because we're not going to have the tavern. It's going to look like it actually looks like the exact replica of what Attack on Titan, like the main area, looks like with the walls, which also coincidentally looks identical to every gacha game out there. I feel like that's a mistake. I don't like that they're doing that, but maybe because they're trying to envelop so much of this that they understand, hey, this event has to be great to succeed, and they knock it out of the park. We'll see what
I think they're
happens.
calling it Ruby Tavern is what they're calling it. Is that
What is
right?
it?
Ruby Tavern?
Yeah, I think it's the Ruby Tavern is what they're calling it. But yeah, I am curious to see how that actually pans out. I hope it's temporary. I hope it does not stay like that because those graphics are not good. It makes it look identical to every other game. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I did want to bring you on though, so we could at least talk about this and kind of hammer it, hash it out. I feel like we had a good conversation about it between what's going on in Ace, what's going on with this Attack on Titan collab that we're kind of expected to see soon. I believe it launches on the 11th, which is like 7 days from this video releasing, so a week from now. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this discussion that we had. I want to see your guys' comments down below for both me or MadQueen, obviously. MadQueen, you want to let them know what you got going on? I know you have a lot of YouTube channels going on. You got a lot of stuff going on. You want to let them know where they can find you, what channels that you are currently working on or active with, what projects, just so that way everyone
Yes.
kind of knows in general.
I do have 3 YouTube channels, but I only post on 2 currently.
Okay,
So, for Awaken Chaosera, it's called TheMadQueen, Awaken Chaosera, and then I have TheMadQueen Eternal Evolution, which is another newish game that's just come out within this genre as well.
gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It was fun to actually to pick your brain on it more because you're more knowledgeable than me now. So
I mean, honestly, I feel like I've earned the right to talk some smack because I have been here this whole time and I've been really just like putting out a branch and then another branch and another branch, just waiting and nothing happens. So
yeah.
at this point, I'm just going to say whatever I feel like.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I appreciate it. Everyone else, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the
Thanks for
content, and
having
I'll
me.
catch you guys in the next one. Peace.